Hello, everybody. My name is Zachariah Carnes, and today I'm going to talk to you about the importance of changing your oil in your vehicle and how you can do it at home and save yourself a little bit of money. Very important to change your oil. Keeps your oil lubricated, keeps it from messing up, and it helps it run smoother. Keeps the metal from grinding inside. It's just an overall good thing to do. Probably the most important thing to do on your vehicle. Our vehicles are used for work, for school, for everyday life. So it's very important that you change your motor oil when you need to. Now, most mechanic shops are charging $55, $60 to change oil, and sometimes even more if you have a newer vehicle. So it can save you $20, $50, $100 in the long run to change your oil by yourself. Takes 30 minutes. Super easy. I find it fun, but some people may not. There are a couple things that you will need to change your oil at home. One of those things is a metric wrench. You will need this metric wrench in order to remove the oil drain plug. You can use an adjustable one just fine. It'll work. Or you can go and get you a set of these at a local auto parts store. You also will need, it's not a necessity, but you may want an oil filter wrench. So basically, oil filters, they'll build pressure. It may be very hard to get these oil filters off, and that's what this does, is it helps to remove that oil filter when you just can't. You will need a jack. If the bottom of your motor is not accessible already, you will need a jack to lift up the vehicle. You'll need an oil drain pan. You can use anything. I've used a Prairie Farm ice cream bucket before to catch my oil. So you don't have to get one from an auto parts store. You can use a bucket. And you may want a couple of rags to wipe away any oil that gets on your motor, on your vehicle, on your hands. You may want those. You don't necessarily need to have it, but it's nice to have when you're doing this change. Now there's a couple of things that you will absolutely need from the auto parts store. You will need motor oil. Okay, you gotta replace what you're draining out. You do not need this. This is an oil and drain plug. You will need this washer. If you do not get it, you risk yourself of having an oil leak. It's never good. These wear down just like everything else in this world. It's not necessarily a necessity. I do like to have it. Brake cleaner cleans up oil super easy, super quickly. I like my stuff clean, so this is a really good thing to have. And you will need an oil filter. This is what catches the dirt and the grime that's in your oil once it circulates through your motor. Keeps your oil as fresh as it can be. And that's all you need to do an oil change on your vehicle. Step one, make sure the bottom of the motor is accessible. Take your jack it up if you need to. Some trucks are high enough to where you can just get under there and do it. Drive it up on some ramps, something. Just make sure that the bottom of the motor is accessible. Once you have the bottom of the motor accessible, what you're going to want to do is look at the bottom of the motor, and you're going to look at the pan, and you're going to find an oil drain plug. And basically what you will want to do is take that adjustable wrench, that metric wrench, and you will want to unbolt that oil drain plug. Now, oil is going to come spewing out. Make sure you have your oil drain pan ready underneath, maybe a little bit behind, and adjust it as it starts slowing down. While you are draining your oil, you can change the washer on your oil drain plug. Make sure that it does get changed. Once the oil gets to a steady drip underneath your vehicle, you can put the oil drain plug right back in where you found it. Make sure it's tightened up, and make sure that it's tightened up to where it needs to be. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to find your oil filter. Location varies, but it is underneath there. It looks like this. Okay, make sure that when you're taking this off, you make sure that your oil drain pan is directly underneath it. Once it's directly underneath it, unscrew it. There should be a little bit of oil that comes out, not a lot, but make sure that it is underneath there or you will get oil on the ground. Now, take some of that old oil, and on your new filter, there's this black ring around here. Put some of that old oil on this black ring to help lubricate it and to seal it. And then screw it back right where you found the oil filter first. Only hand tighten it. Okay, you don't need to use the oil filter wrench. Hand tighten it. Tighten it as much as your hand will let you. After that, pop your hood. You're going to find a cap. It's going to have some letters on it. It may say 5W20, 5W30. It will have numbers on it, though. And what you want to do is you'll want to take your motor oil, make sure that these match up, the 5W20, 5W30. Make sure they match up. And what you want to do is you want to pour 1 quart. Most vehicles only need 5 quarts. You want to pour 1 quart into your vehicle, and then start it. Once you start it, then you can pour the rest in there. That's what's called a dipstick. It's about 2-3 feet long. It's more than likely going to have a yellow pull handle on it. Pull it up. Make sure there's lines on it. Make sure that the oil's where it needs to be once it's level. Once it's to where it's level, take your brake cleaner and spray everywhere that got oil underneath, on top. Spray it and take some of your paper towels, wipe it away with a rag, and then you're done. That's literally how easy it is to do an oil change. It can save you a lot of money, save you a lot of time. Most mechanic shops are booked and they can't do oil changes at the time. So you can do it easily at home. Once you are done with this, discard your oil at your local auto parts store. They can get rid of it for you. They have specific places to renew it. That's it. Thank you guys for listening to me, and I wish you all well.